What's going on, guys? Intech here, and today the dev server is open. It was posted on the forums that it was open, and as you can see, people are slowly getting on here. What we're going to be doing today, we're going to be taking a look at all the new planes, and we're going to be taking a look at some of the new things that are going to be coming in this patch. First and foremost, though, we're going to just take a brief little overview, look at this right here. Now, I will be hopefully making a more in-depth video about the new progression system so that you guys can understand it. But just by the general looks of things, obviously we've seen some screenshots and PS4 streams and things like that. But now there are 5 ranks of different trees, and you can see, we'll just cycle through all the different trees here. This is all on one page, just trying to scroll. And so you can see what everything is and how it's ranked. And then also, there's the Russian tree right there. And I will talk briefly about this kind of thing right here, okay? Because I don't want people to get confused and worry too much, okay? And then we're also going to be taking a look at how fast you can actually grind out modules. That's one thing that I really want to look at. Okay, so first of all, let's go to the Russian tree because it looked like that was probably the best example. So a lot of concern, it has to do with matchmaking and the tiering system, and why you see things like the Yak 15P being grouped in the same area as the MiGs, or for example, go to the German side, these are all in tier 5 as well. So the first question that usually pops in everybody's mind is, oh, does that mean that we're going to be going against, is my 163 going to be going against a MiG? And the answer is most likely no. And the reason why I say that, and this is not confirmed, and I will premise this with this, okay? Just because these are in rank 5, the 163s in rank 5, doesn't mean that this is going to go against one another, okay? And the reason why I say that, but then I guess it also doesn't mean that it won't at sometimes. If you are an amazing pilot with the 163, maybe you will, I don't know. But the way the new progression system works and the ranking system works is that they separate these into different ranks by development date. But they're also separated essentially by the plane's efficiency. And a MiG-15 BIS is way better than a Yak 15, way better. Same with the 163. The MiG-15 outperforms the 163 in a lot of different ways. The only way the 163 probably outperforms it is turn time. And like being able to pull the G's that it can pull. So my point is that it takes into account the plane's efficiency, even within the rank. And then it also takes into account the player's proficiency. And so that means that more than likely, since a MiG-15 is way better than a Yak 15, these probably aren't going to get matched up together. They might though, but they might not. But more than likely, they're probably not going to, because the efficiency is such a huge difference right there. And then also, players' ability is taken into account. So if there's an insanely good MiG-15 pilot, they're not going to go against some average 163 person probably, or some noob. And that's another common misconception that I think is going to happen in this patch, is people are going to think that, oh, let's just go into our LA5 and just go beat up on some low tier, whatever in rank 1, or hop in my lag 3 and kill reserves. That's not how it's going to happen. They've changed matchmaking so that it favors everybody. So basically, you're going to be paired against people of your own efficiency probably, and you're not going to be able to just hop into a low tier match with new players, because that is totally unfair for one, and two, how are those new players ever going to learn? They're going to go against people of their own similar ability, and they're not going to be all that great. Just flat out saying that. There will be some exceptions, obviously, but my thought is let's say that you're in a match and you are in a, let's say you're in a 163, right? And you're in a match with let's say a Bearcat pilot or a P-51 pilot, and you see one of those guys in your match, and you're in your 163 in a tier 5, in a rank 5 game, essentially. The reason why they're probably there is because they're probably an amazing pilot, and you better kill them, because they might just kill you. Or you just suck and you're in a low ranked fight. I don't know. That's my general thought on that. So That's the matchmaking, in my opinion, but it's going to make it way better because the matchmaking is going to actually take into account everything that should be taken into account and should pair people up in a very good way and make people play better, honestly. Because and here's another thing, those of you guys who stat padded, who have really good stats and you're a good player because you have a good KD spread, if you're not really a good player, you might be in a world of trouble because you might be going against some really good players. So that's just my theory and my thoughts. None of them are completely official or confirmed or anything, so it is somewhat speculation on my part, but it only makes sense in my mind. They've made it so it's going to be really fair, and as you can see right there, look at that beast. Yeah, we're going to be taking a look at all these different planes, but I just wanted to go over that first, and then let's also take a look at the modifications so we understand how this works. So let's say that you want to go ahead and you want to research, let's say you want to research the lag 3. No, let's say we want to research the YAC9P, okay? So in order to access this plane, first of all, you have to unlock this tier. And then secondly, you need to actually unlock this plane within this right here. So let's say that you grind out these areas right here, and you only need certain modifications. As you see right here, there's 0 of 2, 0 of 1, 0 of 2, 0 of 1. So that you only need 2 modifications this row, 1 modification this row, 2 modifications this row. So let's say you want to start researching Radiator. You need 6,500 research points. Now, I'm assuming you can unlock a module, a modification, in one match. That's my general thought. And so you just click on it, modification research started, and then you start the research process. Now, you have to use the YAC9U to unlock this modification. So let's say, I'm just going to purchase it with Golden Eagles so that you guys can see, and we'll just go right into it, and we'll unlock the YAC9U. And then, because there's a really, really important thing that I want to talk about that's a huge benefit of this patch, and a lot of people should really like this change. I mean, I'm looking forward to this to no extent, to no end. So I've already unlocked this, but I'm just going to buy this as well. So there you go. I met all the modifications, and I unlocked the YAC9P. So now you have to actually start the research on this fighter. So 120,000 research points. So you just click research, and then it starts it. Or you can alternatively do it from over here. And another cool thing too is that, let's say you want to, like I didn't start here, you can actually start the research process here. Here, I'll just show you. I'll just convert a little bit. Let's say that I just gained that in battle, and I started the research process, and that's as far as I got. You can actually stop researching that and start researching this over here, and then go back and continue researching this after you unlock that or something. And you don't lose your progress. So that's pretty cool. So here's the big thing. So before, you could actually max out your premium planes, okay? So given the fact that you can max out your premium planes, people would just stop using them after you max them out. You could still gain lines, but you couldn't gain experience. Well, now you cannot max out any planes. So that means that you can use whatever plane over here, the B-25 is a perfect example, as much as you want. And essentially, when you're researching a plane, you can use any plane throughout this entire nation to research this. All the research points you gain from here can be put in here. And let's say that you want to get modifications on the plane that you're using. So let's say we're using the LA5 and we have a couple modifications going. You will earn points towards the modifications you are unlocking here, as well as points over here. Okay, this is all in the dev diary. You guys can read all about it. Just read it really slowly. And then once you unlock, essentially, I could use the B-25, and as you can see right there, it says it is the most effective at researching vehicles of 1 to 4 ranks. So between 1 and 4 ranks, I can research any plane efficiently. So I could just use the B-25 all day long to unlock every single plane here. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with the BTD in the American line. So that is a huge benefit to premium users. And that means that I would buy premium planes. Like, if you guys want to do this really quick, buy premium planes. It's not going to take long at all. So let's say after we finally we research the whole thing, we get all the points in game. You just go right here, and it says you already completed research on the vehicle. Now you can buy it. 410,000 lines. So now you can lines are still play. So you essentially have 3 different forms of currency, and then you just have to put it into play. So let's just put it there. 120,000 to put it into service. So there you go. So that's the research process in a nutshell. And in the next video, I'm going to take a look at how quickly you can unlock certain modifications. If it's going to be a horrible grind, or if it's going to be something really simple. So see you next time in the next video. Be on the lookout. It's going to come out really quick.